Growing human water demand is making it harder for freshwater critters to survive worldwide. As more water is sucked out of streams, there is less water for aquatic animals to live in. Nowhere is the struggle more apparent than in Puerto Rico. Although it is a small island in the Caribbean, the struggle for water use between humans and animals is very large. Puerto Rico is slightly smaller than the state of Connecticut, but its population is nearly double. And its population relies heavily on streams and rivers for all of its freshwater use. This heavy reliance leaves many of the streams dry for some of the year, which, as you can imagine, is a huge impact on the stream communities there. In particular, freshwater shrimp are highly impacted by these water withdrawals. Their heavy reliance on the connection of headwaters in the mountains to the ocean means that they're very vulnerable to large water withdrawals. They have a life cycle similar to salmon in that the babies start in the mountains, then they go down to the ocean to live out their life, to develop, and then come back into the headwater streams to live out their lives. The water demand in the Caribbean island began increasing in the 1950s as the population began to grow. To guarantee a constant water supply, as rivers have the unfortunate habit of either drying up or flooding, they built several reservoirs throughout the island to preserve this water for future use. As you can imagine, these reservoirs not only block water, but also any of the baby shrimp that are trying to make it to the ocean to develop. If too many shrimp are not allowed to develop into adults, there could be serious consequences for these environments. Local people rely on shrimp for food, and they also count on them to help keep their waterways clean. The adult shrimp scrape algae off of rocks, and they also suck tiny particles floating in the water, much like little vacuum cleaners. If these shrimp aren't allowed to survive in streams, the rocks are then covered in lots of algae. Although there are currently more dams than ever in Puerto Rican streams, the shrimp population seems to be stable for now. Shrimp have evolved to be very, very resilient. They're able to climb over large structures as long as there is some water flowing over them. So in this picture here, if there's no water flowing over any structures, the shrimp aren't able to move. The babies can't make it to the ocean, and the juveniles can't make it back up into the mountain streams. We know shrimp tend to move more at night, which helps us when we're looking at management decisions. Small changes in our management decisions could allow these shrimp to survive. Although managers are becoming more aware of this issue, things such as last summer when there was a huge drought on the island make it more difficult to enact these practices that could help maintain these freshwater communities within the system. My work is focusing on understanding more about these shrimp, where their populations are, and helping managers make better decisions to ensure shrimp community survival. We'll just be done with that. Yay!
Not really.